Go ahead and let's get this started. My name is Tisha Janigian. I'm the president and founder of She Is Hope LA. It's a nonprofit we founded to educate and empower single moms starting over in the workplace and provide affordable transitional housing and childcare. We have a 12-week free curriculum twice a year. And today, our fantastic speaker is Kimleigh Smith. She's going to talk to us about how to embrace our cape. So please take it away, lovely lady. I'm just so thrilled to have you
Oh,
here.
well, I love your little quick elevator speech. That was really beautiful. But an inspiration to be a part of this and to have the opportunity because I can talk to Naomi, Pamela, and Brooke and Connie. Thank you guys for joining me today. I love that we are this small because when I speak out, I really like to have a lot of interaction. And so all of us can kind of be a collective today, if you don't mind, participating in this little exchange that we get to have. So the first thing that I always open everything up with is this. I just want everybody to stand in their space. We're all here. And I just want you to say out to yourself, I am amazing. I want you to put your hands over your heart. And I just want you to repeat after me. I am amazing.
You are amazing. Oh, I am amazing.
You're hilarious.
I'm just kidding.
I like to start the energy out here because, a lot of times you're coming to see people speak and you're here instead of going, I'm enough. I'm just receiving this. So again, everybody, I am amazing.
I am amazing.
Yes. And that's where I love to start because amazing is one of those words. And I'm a big dictionary person. Like I love looking up words. Like we say words all the time, but we're not always conscious of what they mean because we say love as if it's just like, I love you. I just love this and I love everything. But that word love is one of the most powerful words in the world, but we throw it around like it's candy. Oh, I love you. We love everything and everyone. So I'm very poignant of the words that come out of my mouth. And part of what embracing your cape really is knowing that everything we put out into the world always comes back. Good, bad, or ugly. We think we only manifest our good stuff, but the truth is we manifest all of it, right? Like we just think we manifest the good stuff, but the truth is the bad shit that we create, we co-create when we, become self-fulfilling prophecies. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Or, oh, I knew that was going to happen, right? There's two different inflections that come out of that. And for me, words are everything. I'm going to read this definition of amazing. To affect with great wonder, astonish, to bewilder, perplex, amaze. Right? We are all put on this earth to truly be extraordinary beings. Like, I don't think whatever created us was like, let's put some shitty people out there and see what happens. Like literally, we were put here to be amazing. Now our choices become the destiny that we create, right? We all have consequences of our choices. We've all made good choices and we've all made bad choices. I'm going to start just with a little bit about myself. I am a sexual assault survivor, thriver, now superhero. And my very first sexual experience was being gang raped in college at 17. And I remember like waking up in the hallway with blood rolling down my legs and completely wiping out that experience. I had thought I started my period. And for 8 years, I had repressed the fact that I was gang raped. I remember a friend of mine, Becky, at the time going, oh, I heard something bad happened to you. And I was like, oh no, everything's perfect in my life. I had repressed it so much that I had completely forgotten and completely squashed out, repressed every bit of that memory. Now, I was a really energetic, fun child. I've done everything. Even after getting gang raped, I became Miss Emporia. I went to the Miss Kansas pageant. I almost went to the Miss America pageant. Like I was one of the runner-ups. Like I was like the girl that did it all. And all of that while repressing my truth. After college, I moved to Chicago and became a professional dancer and worked in Chicago as a dancer and an actor and kind of really began to hone my life as a performer. And in the midst of all of this, cut to 8 years after college, I started having these crazy nightmares / dreams about being raped. Now, at first I thought they were nightmares. And then I realized that it was me having memory flashes of what I had repressed. And from that day forth, I began the journey to healing, to self-discovery, to not just being a survivor, but actually thriving. Because during those 8 years, I was incredibly self-destructive, but also incredibly successful. You know, we always have kind of two dimensions of ourselves, and being unhealthy in the intimacy department with men and relationships. I'm she, I'm her, and I just, men is my choice of intimate partners. But within that, I had found myself, if a man hated me and treated me shitty, oh, that relationship was on and popping. I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be the one. He's gonna be the guy I marry. It's gonna be everything. If a guy was nice to me, I'd be like, oh, he is so nice. Whatever, get out of my life. I don't need you. And I don't know if any of you had that same experience, but I can imagine, because our society does raise us in a way that we don't really have a lot of self-respect as young women, and we have to learn that as we grow. And we spend most of our lives shedding the shitty stuff in our lives that were put upon us so that we can be extraordinary. But a lot of that, because our society raises in two different dimensions, boys are raised this way, get whatever you want, take it, seize it, blah blah blah, and women are raised, just wait and let them treat you however you want, as long as you have love, you're fine. Right? So my life was that dual reality. In my business world, I was awesome, but behind the scenes, I was self-destructive, and I hated myself. I thought I was unworthy. I thought I was worthless, and I was only worth having sex with men. That's it. That's all I was worth. Nobody could possibly love me. So in the years of healing, somebody was like, hey, you should write a one-woman show. And I was like, I am not a writer. I'm an actor and a performer. And at the time I was donating a kidney to my cousin. He was in need, and I went back to Kansas to donate my kidney. And I was on morphine. And again, if you get, for the new girl, is that Dodson? Donna. I am not a drug person. Drugs were not my thing. People do whatever they can do. That was just not my drama. My drama was sex and treating myself shitty, but not drugs. So I had my own stuff. But I remember being there, and I'm on morphine, and I'm talking and talking and talking. And the doctors and the nurses and all my family are like sitting in chairs around my bed. And I post kidney transplant. I got a huge scar up the side of me. And my mom's like, please stop making her laugh because she's going to split a stitch. My mom's freaking out. And I'm like, just telling stories, like throwing people under the bus, hallucinating. I'm all up in the world. And again, somebody says to me, you should write a one-woman show. And I just was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm a dancer. I'm an actor. I don't write. So after I donated the kidney, I was home with my mom for like a month, and her and I healed me and got me to the next level. And then I came out back to LA to pursue my dreams. And that voice kept saying, you should write a one-woman show. And all of us know that voice, that little voice, the still small voice that tells us what we're meant to do. And so the journey of my one-woman show came, and that's where my true healing came from, was actually telling my story, honoring my story, putting my story out there, and in turn, realizing that the gift that I was put on this earth to do was to help other people tell their stories and heal their hearts and souls. Now, that is a, Cliff Notes version of my life, but the bigger journey is my undergrad was in psychology. I was a professional dancer. I became an actor. And somehow, by the gift of God, the universe, whatever you believe in, this show came to me, which allowed me to put my acting, my dancing, my singing, and my psychology all together. And I have been able to travel the world, from Lithuania to Hawaii to New York to everywhere, doing this show, helping people transform their lives, not only from sexual assault, but from trauma. I believe that trauma is the ultimate demon in our lives, right? We all have some kind of trauma in our life that have led us to a place to be self-destructive or not love ourselves as much, right? We all have been in that place, whatever. Even if it was just your sister telling you that you were ugly, that shit stays with you for life. Like, it don't go no place. You're 30 years old and your sister told you this when you were 3, but yet you still think you're ugly because your sister told you so. My sister told me I couldn't sing, and I spent most of my life thinking I couldn't sing. And then one day I got cast at a show where I sang, and I was like, well, I don't sing. I'm not a singer. I don't believe in singing. I can't sing. But I had built that up in my mind so intensely that it became a reality. So I started this conversation out with whatever we think we are, we are. Good, bad, or ugly, whatever we think we are, we are. And I'm going to start crying. I don't know why I got chills, but we have everybody else's stuff on top of us telling us who we're supposed to be. And we believe it. But the only person that matters on this earth is us and what we see for ourselves. My slogan, my motto, my everything is embrace your cape. Because our capes represent everything that we've been through. And when we don't embrace it, it's like it's rolled up behind you, strangling your truth, strangling who you are, strangling what you believe, strangling you. And every great superhero has an origin story, and it's always traumatic, right? Superman's home blows up and he gets catapulted to Earth to become Superman, right? Daredevil gets chemicals splashed in his eyes and has to find his power through his blindness, right? We all have an origin story that has held us back from who and what we're supposed to be. But really, that origin story makes up who and what we are. All of our stuff, everything. I gotta say, the bad stuff that we think are bad and we look back at and go, oh my God, I'm so glad that happened to me because I wouldn't be here today, right? Even my rape, like I was devastated by being gang raped. I thought that was all I was worth. And then today I look at that gang rape and go, oh my God, I am so grateful that God gave me that so that I could be the woman I am today. Because now I'm able to help other people shatter their silence and become the women and men, because 1 in 4 women and 1 in 5 men have been victims of sexual assault. And this is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So I share that openly so that we have that conversation open, but we all have our stuff, and that stuff is here in a cape. And what I mean by embracing your cape is letting that cape unfurl. The more and more you honor your truth, no matter what it is, that cape furls back behind you and starts to let you fly. The more we hold on to it, the more we become strangled, the more we let it go, the more free we become to fly. And that is not an easy journey. Look, it took me years because I thought I was all fixed. After 8 years of reproach, I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm gonna be fine. But the truth of the matter is I had all of this garbage that was continuing to strangle me. I couldn't even, like, the fact that I can actually speak in front of human beings today is such a gift, because even though it seems like this is easy for me, I wouldn't even read out loud. I would do nothing in front of people that see my real self. But as an actress, I was fine because I was putting on a mask, right? But as a real person, nobody knew my truth. I would make up shit about myself to make myself sound better so that nobody would know my truth. Like I wouldn't call myself a liar, but I would be extenuating, exaggerating some stories about myself to make me look really, really perfect. We live in a society that's based on perfection, but ain't nobody perfect, because all we are on this earth is imperfectly perfect, perfectly imperfect, right? We are all of it. And embracing your cape is about not being ashamed of your shitty side. So you only show your good side. Da 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 da. Oh my God, I'm so perfect. All of us. I don't mean to laugh. I have a real wicked sense of humor because now I can look at my past and laugh at all of my shit. But at the time they were devastating. All of us, this is what makes up life, is all our juicy, shitty self. Like to be able to go, oh yeah, I dated this guy one time and I punched him in the face and got thrown out of a bar on my birthday because he was supposed to be my husband. But again, I was self-destructive and I got literally thrown out on my birthday in the rain on my face. Now, at the time, oof, that was a horrible, horrible experience. Now that I look back on it, it's like, it's the stuff that builds us. Every part of the building blocks of our lives build us. That's what makes us a true superhero. Now, this conversation is a little all over the place because I also wanted to be able to open up and have questions. I know you guys have read my bio, but the big, big reality that I exist in, from my company, which is my management company and production company, to my nonprofit, to just being a human every day. The biggest gift that I can give all of you today is to wake up, to show up, and to be exactly who you are. Unapologetic, unashamed, and unafraid. Because people need your story. They need Brooke, they need Pamela, they need Naomi, they need Donna, they need Tisha, they need Connie. They need your story so that they can grow. And we think somebody else's story is so much better than us. I didn't think I even had a story when I wrote this woman show. I didn't want to talk about my rape. I wanted to act and dance and sing on that stage, but God was not going to let me do that. He was like, girl, you got bigger story to tell. And every day I tried to run away from that story. And finally I gave over. It's like, okay, I surrender. Take me wherever you want to take me. I will do as you please. And if I had not listened to that, I would still be struggling with my truth. But because I listened to that still small voice and I told that story, it has changed me. I'm no longer afraid to be Kimleigh Smith, good, bad, ugly. I am Kimleigh Smith, and I am honored to be this woman today on this earth. Yes, do I still make mistakes? All the fucking time. There ain't a day that don't go by that I don't mess some shit up. But what do? I get back up. And what does Alicia Keys say? I'm a superwoman. Even when I'm a mess, I put an S on my chest because I am superwoman. Look, you guys are all single mothers. I did not choose to be a mother. That was not a part of my plan on this earth. My mothering is being able to heal other people and help them heal themselves. To me, that was the gift that was given to me. But as single mothers, you got to show up as everything. Mother, father, cook, chef, teacher, doctor, nurse, everything, right? Nurse, sometimes firewoman, who knows what else you have to come up with, right? And I respect that so much. And it's such an honor to be in your presence because the gift of bringing children into this world and then actually shaping them is the best gift that you could ever have. And as those women, right? Your responsibility is to teach that child how to embrace and love themselves fully. And when we don't love ourselves, it's really hard to put that on somebody else. It's really hard to teach that, right? Because we don't love ourselves and we're not taught that. Our educational system is lacking very, very, very intensely in the fact of how do we honor these kids and give them strength, not just make them test, but give them strength. And so I don't know, there's a lot that I can give to you all. And I want to open it up to questions because I don't want to talk too much without you guys getting what you need from me. Now, there are things that I can share with you that will change your life. And because this is a small group, I open that up. All of you are, if you want, you can call me and I will give you a 30-minute free consultation to help you structure your life in the way that you may need so that it's personal. Look, I thought this was going to be bigger, but this is perfect. So I will honor that. Look, if you don't want to use it, that's fine. But my gift on this earth is helping you become the best version of yourself. And that is what I would love to gift to all of you beautiful women right now, because each one of us have a different journey, right? Like I went through gang rape. So if I were me helping me and I'd have to do a different journey than I would have to do for Brooke or I'd have to do for Tisha, right? All of us have something that we're struggling with. Mine was completing things. So about 6 years ago, I started a campaign that was called Clean Up, Clear Out, Complete, and Consistency. And it was called the 4 C's. And I was like, I need the 4 C's because I was coaching people, life coaching people all the time, telling them what to do, but I wasn't doing that shit myself. I mean, you can see that my house is full with intention. And as mothers, your gift to your children is to show them what intention looks like. How can we intentionally live? Each of your children will want something different and have a different journey because every child is very different. My mother had 3 of us, and me, my brother and sister are all the same energy. And it's a lot. And she had to teach us that the choices that we make a difference. But she taught us from day one that we have to give 150%, no matter what we do, right? How you show up for anything is how you show up for everything. So when you start to look at your life, this is what I'll give you before I open it for questions. When you start to look at your life, we are the sum total of the 5 people that are closest to us. Do you like those people? Are you impressed with them? Do they inspire you? Do they make you a better human? Now, your kids are excluded because they're children. You had to have them and they are now yours. But we're talking about the 5 people that you're closest with. Do you have the friend that makes you bitch all the time? And when you're with them, you're like, oh God, you're exhausted when you leave them? Or do you have those friends that lift you up? If you're dating, do you have a man that actually inspires you to be better, or a woman, or whatever your choice is? You know, everybody's dating whatever these days, which is all awesome. But whatever your choice is that human lifting you to the next level? Are your kids surrounding themselves with positive people that make them feel great? Or do they have those friends that still bully them and make them feel shitty? When you look around your house, do you feel inspired by what you're surrounded with? Our spaces say so much about us. A friend of mine, when I was quarantined with my mom for 6 months in Kansas, and this beautiful guy that I don't know what with right now, but we're hanging out, like, did me this solid and put together my dad's stereo. My dad passed away 2011, and that stereo's been sitting in my office since 2011. And he surprised me, built me shelves, put up the stereo, did this whole thing. So when I got home, I was sobbing. But he had a friend helping him, and his friend goes, when I stepped into your house, I felt the energy of awesome. And you don't think of that. It's just what I've created for myself. I'm just like, this is just my house and this is how I love it. And he goes, I could feel the house welcoming me from the moment I walked in. These little things change the way I even see myself by walking into a space that makes me want to be better and elevate me. So I guess this conversation in whole is, are you ready? Are you willing, and are you able to take the next step to be even a better version of yourself? We never stop growing, right? We're always elevating. And when we stop, that's when we feel gross and shitty and ashamed and blah, 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 right? When we stop growing, we just feel gross about ourselves and we hate ourselves. But we never are supposed to stop. The people that stop are the bitter ones, the angry ones, the ones that are storming the Capitol building. Like, these are people that hate their lives, right? You know, they say hurt people hurt people. Nobody hurts people when they're happy, right? Even when we're unhappy, we'll be like, we'll snap at the people we love. You know, we'll do those things that make people feel terrible because we're feeling terrible inside. Communication is key. And one of the things that I don't know if anybody's ever done the mirror exercise. When I was going through my transformation and healing, you know, when we have conversations, we look in each other's eyes and we can have a conversation, but rarely do we have a conversation with ourselves. So today, when we hang up, I ask you to do this. Can you look in the mirror and have a conversation with yourself that feels beautiful? Or are you looking in the mirror, looking in your eyes, looking to the window of your souls and seeing something that doesn't make you happy? Today is our day to start to do it differently, to start to really look at ourselves and find a way to love ourselves so extraordinarily that nothing can come out of us but good. Even when we mess up, even if we do something wrong, even if we're angry or sad or upset, right? We're human, we're going to go through it. But I was having a conniption fit because a deal that I was putting through was put off for another week, and I was having a meltdown. And so this guy that I don't know what we are called me, and we're having this conversation about me having this meltdown, and I am bawling my little eyes out like a 2-year-old having a temper tantrum. I might have even kicked my feet and, you know, did my arms like this on the phone, like, I'm just so mad. And in the middle of it, he says something to me, and we just both start busting out laughing in the middle of this because I was so like, Kimleigh, come on, like, seriously, you're having a temper tantrum? Like, that's how you want to handle this situation? And I laughed and laughed and laughed. And he says to me, he goes, you know, the thing I love about us most is that when I'm down, you lift me up. And when you're down, I can lift you up. And that's the gift of life, whether that's for a friend, whether that's from the person that you happen to be lucky enough to be falling in love with or already in love with, whether it's from your kid to be able to help that child be lifted out of their little temper tantrum. You know, we grow up, but there's certain things we just don't leave behind. Like, we will always, you know, be 2-year-olds when we meet somebody that we think is cute, right? We'll always be like, oh my God, you're so cute. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, you're so cute. Right? We'll always be hurt if somebody does something to us that makes us feel bad. Like, we're humans. So Before I open up for questions, because I am talking all over the place, I usually write a whole thing, but I wanted this to be a little more casual because Tisha told me to be. I am going to read the definition of superhero. The dictionary defines a superhero as a fictional hero having extraordinary powers or an exceptionally skillful or successful person. Now, I like to pump up that definition just a bit and say a superhero is a real life person who shows great courage in the face of adversity, having extraordinary powers, and someone who is exceptionally skilled and successful. Our superhero possesses superhuman strength for loving and supporting themselves so they can be unimaginably strong in their ability to inspire and help others. Our superhero has the power not only to help others, but to heal, grow, and help themselves. There you have it.
That is beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop the recording so everyone's comfortable sharing.
Yeah, okay.
And